Broadcasting from the business capital of the world, this is the Podcast Business News Network. All right, guys, welcome back, everybody. And I am joined by an amazing guest. I've always had fun when Shari Yetto comes on. I love that Shari Yetto is right in the Bible Belt. And as the owner of Charlotte's Mystical Web, which is a metaphysical shop with candles, herbs, crystals, essential oils, jewelry, a whole bunch more. She makes her own natural soaps, lotions, and she is a best-selling author as well. And we were just talking that the third book is flowing through her now. She said it's coming out really well. I mean, you got Wicca for the Wise Witch, and then you got Things Pagans Should Know. Those two are out. And you can go to Charlotte's mysticalweb.net and find out more information about that. But Casey, be quiet. You got a great guest here, and you're being so rude. Guys, the one and only Shari Yetto. Shari, nice to see you again.
It is wonderful to see you again. And just so people know, because when they see my books, it'll say according to Lady Starfire, which is my public name.
Oh, okay.
I don't think I've ever told you that part before.
Yeah, I didn't know that. But you say that third book is just flowing out of you. So you're almost halfway done?
Yeah, almost halfway done with it. And it's actually a teaching book. Of course, all my books are pretty much teaching, but this is actually my classes that I've been teaching since like the late 1980s.
Yeah, tell me about those classes, because I know that you do that. And then I have a couple of questions. But one of the things that's really cool is that you're like, a lot of the fans wrote in and asked me questions. We didn't get to them. And you were really concerned that people took the time to write in and we didn't get to them. So you said, let's get to those people that wrote in. I thought that was really cool. So we'll get to you guys today. But first, tell me about the classes.
Well, it's actually a degree system for people that want to do that. But this book is just going to be the first year and a day, which is a commitment. It's for the what we call a neophyte. That's somebody that's just learning. Okay, it's the
neophyte.
Neophyte is the word. But it's a year-long thing. I mean, it's got history, it's got ethics, it's got practical use, just a little bit of everything. But it's going to be a pretty good sized book with all the information that's in it, because it's when I teach the class, it's every other week. So that means that's 26 classes in there.
Gotcha. Hey, one thing I thought was so cool, I had to ask you about, was that your oldest daughter, Alice, you're training her to kind of take over and run the store. Is that true? Is that true?
And she is awesome. Absolutely awesome. She's 21. And I mean, she took the time to stand by me and listen to what I would say to customers. And, she just does a great job. I'm so proud of her.
That is awesome. So you're going to pass this down and all the knowledge and
that's my plan. That is my plan.
So cool. There's one thing that you said that struck a chord. I thought it was awesome. You said, and I'm quoting, I don't know where you said this, but it says, when you work together to make the world a better place, instead of acting like other religions, that yours is the best above others. I love that idea where you're able to say something like that, because isn't that true? Isn't that everyone thinks that, hey, what I believe is that's what everyone else should believe.
Right. And, the be all say all.
Yeah. And especially being in the Bible Belt. I mean, I know that you've come across some challenges, but to come out and say something like that, it's just like, it says to me, basically, it says, hey, you do you and I'll do me.
Right. Well, I mean, as long as what you're doing doesn't affect me, then, why should I worry about what you're doing at your house or your church or your whatever? It doesn't affect me. Your beliefs don't affect me unless you bring it to my house. So, we believe that everyone is right and no one is wrong as long as you're not harming. And it's kind of like that old saying from way back, live and let live.
Yeah.
Just do you and be happy, leave everybody else alone.
Right. It's so true. And I think we talked about it before, where it's like the things that our grandmother and our mother told us when we were young, uh, somehow a lot of people have forgotten, and it's that
Yeah.
easy, you know?
Right.
Well, yeah. So Shari Yetto, tell me, before we get into the questions here, tell me about what you offer. Who is a good candidate? Just to kind of reiterate here, so people know what you got going on at the shop, all the services that you provide, and what you want the audience to know.
Well, I mean, we're here for anybody that is searching for help. You know, whether it is someone to talk to that understands, because you know, all right, for instance, someone that is seeing things, hearing things, if they go to a medical doctor, they're going to want to put them on drugs or lock them up somewhere, thinking that they're just crazy, and they're not. They're clairvoyant or clairaudient, you know, and so therefore they see spirits or they, you know, hear them and stuff, and it's okay, you know. So a lot of those people come to me and go, is my kid crazy, is it okay? You know. So, or you know, if you're just looking to align your chakras, or you're needing to bring positivity into your life in any kind of manner, whether it's with gemstones and crystals or candles or oils. I mean, there's just so many different ways of doing it. I mean, I'm here for anybody that's searching for any kind of help. You know, I can't offer medical advice, but you know, I have a degree in holistic health practice. I can help with the whole body.
Hey, Shari, I got a question I was going to ask you. I have a friend um, that is going through some kind of tough times where she finds that it's kind of tough to get out of bed. She says it's kind of a depression thing, and she's very tired. She lives by herself. You know, she's I guess she's like my mother's age, you know, and you know, I was thinking, you know, somebody like that, where it just, that says to me that just something is missing, and it's when it's hard to get out of bed. I mean, and depression and stuff like that. Have you dealt
Right.
with anybody who's come into the store that said something like
Oh,
that?
lots, lots
Yeah.
of them. You know,
What? And
I mean,
tell me.
it's a matter. Well, it's a matter of having to talk to them to find out. For one, you know, I mean, did they, you know, lose a spouse, and therefore they don't know what to do now because they helped, you know, they took care of their spouse, they cooked for them, they did things, and they're lonely. Is that what it is?
Yes.
So I mean, there's a lot of different reasons that people do this. So I mean, it has to kind of get together, you know, based on that. But you know, I work with flower essence that help people a lot. You know, aromatherapy, you know, can help energize and, you know, kind of get you kind of wanting to move. Different crystals and gemstones can help. Candles can help.
That's
You
what I
know,
was going to ask. Yeah.
yeah,
I mean,
I mean,
can that kind of help? Yeah.
well, they can. You know, because there's some that are for depression, there's some for empaths, there's some for energy, removing negativity. But it's like I make this one candle, it's called Get the Lead Out. You know, it can be used to get you moving, somebody else moving, or maybe give a spell that you've got out there a boost, you know. So, you know, there's a lot, you know, so, but there's oils and herbs in it that help with that. So, you know, there's just a lot of different ways to do it, and it has to be individualized to the person. You know, I make everything, you know, like if I'm going to put something together, I'm going to make it for that person after I talk to them. I'm going
I
to put the
see.
essential oils together or something. I'm not like, you know, now candles are pretty generalized, but I can still add extra things to them if I need to.
What a
Um,
personal touch. That's awesome.
yeah, but you know, I'm not like the factories where they just pour a bunch of oils and bottles, stick labels on them, put them out.
Right.
I can't do that.
That's not
I
where your
just can't.
passion is. Yeah. No.
No,
This
I want
this
to,
is what you love.
right. I want to talk to you and find out what's going on with you so that I can figure out exactly what you need.
So here's my next question is, do you do like a gift certificate? So say I want my friend to do like a consultation with you, and I want to get her like one of these candles or whatever, so you get a flavor for her. Do you do like a gift certificate?
I do. I have gift certificates.
Okay. How do
Most
people
of
get
them
that?
in like $20 increments. And you just have to let me know that you want them. Now, if say they live here and you don't, you know, you can contact me and we can work out payment arrangements that way and stuff.
Okay.
Or if you live here, then I give it to you and you send it to them.
Okay. So say you wanted to get like you know, somebody in say me for instance, I'm in New York. You're down in Tennessee in Jackson, and I want to sign my friend up for a consultation with you, and I want to get her one of those candles. Would I go to Charlotte's mysticalweb.net, or would I call you and set it up? How would that work? I want to buy a gift certificate.
Right. Yeah. I mean, the best thing to do is just to call me. Now, if you're going to get the candle, and you know which one you want, and you want that maybe and a gift certificate, then I would just ship the gift certificate along with the candle to them.
Okay.
Now, those candles are not on my website. They are on, you can order those off my Facebook page, the Sharis Message Facebook page. I have them listed on there.
The reason why I ask is because I think a lot of people would love to do this for someone where, they can kind of set, here's the number. I don't want them to, or the person doesn't want them to worry about money or anything like that. This has been paid for one of these candles that you make for the person after talking to them.
Right.
Do you do like a package with a consultation where you talk to them and then you get their feeling and you do whatever you think you need to, like a candle or aromatics, what do they call that? Aromatherapy, whatever you think they need. How does that work? Like,
okay. Well, first of all, I don't charge for consultation.
okay.
I can't help you if I don't know what's wrong. So, I'm just not, not charged for readings if I do readings, but I don't usually do those over the phone or anything like that anyway. So, but readings I charge $35 for. But consultation, you come to me to talk to me about what's going on. I've got to know what's going on before I can figure out what to do to help you. So I don't charge for that.
Okay. All right. Awesome.
Oh, yeah. So I would say have the person, if maybe say, I've got your number, you have them call me, let me figure out what's going on, what they need, and then I'll call you back. You can give me a price range that I can then put something together for them within that price.
Great. Yeah, guys, this is like for listeners, this is what I'm saying, because I know that you have somebody in your life, just like I was talking about, the person I was talking about. I know everyone has somebody like that. What a nice thing to do, to get someone like Shari that cares and has the knowledge and can help. So that's why I brought that up.
Thank you.
Cool. All right, Shari, let's get to some questions. And by the way, those books, Wicca for the Wise Witch, Things Pagans Should Know, all available on Charlotte's mysticalweb.net, correct?
Yes.
Okay. All right, Mr. Producer, what do you got for us?
We have Kelly in New Mexico wants to know, in your work, do you stress the importance of people having their own free will?
Oh, yes. I think we covered that a couple times on these things. Free will is extremely important, because if you go against someone's free will, then you're practicing black magic. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it.
Yeah, that was so interesting what she was saying about that. And yeah, I love your integrity. That's a great show. People should go back and listen to that one. We went in depth. You went in depth on that one. That was interesting. But Kelly, thank you for your question. You can go back in the archives. Go ahead, Mr. Producer. What you got?
Larry in Philadelphia wants to know, how do you handle skeptics? Do you try and show them and prove them wrong, or do you just move on?
Most of the time I just move on. It's not worth my energy. If they're interested but skeptical, I'll explain things. If they're just like a heckler,
from Philly.
Yeah,
that's probably what they're from Philly, Larry. I don't mean to cut you, but Philly is a rough town, and they love to heckle. So it's funny you brought that up. But but it's not worth your time. But if someone's interested and maybe just has questions, that's a different story.
Right, because my thing is, I never push my beliefs on anybody. You're not going to find me going around hanging things on people's doors or any of that kind of stuff. But if you come to me and ask me questions, you may get more information than you wanted.
You're awesome. Okay, thanks, buddy, for that question. What do you got, Mr. Producer?
We have Quinn in Detroit wants to know, why is it so important for things like lotion and soap to have natural ingredients?
Ooh.
Well, because when you put the stuff on your body, it's going to soak in, especially lotion. Soap tends to stay more on the skin, but you still don't want a bunch of chemicals on there. You can have allergic reactions and different things. But lotion and the things in it are soaking into your skin, which means it can potentially get into your bloodstream. So do you really want some carcinogenic chemical
Right.
in your bloodstream?
Right. Nobody wants that. Yeah.
Well, that's what's in most store-bought soaps and
Really?
lotions.
Are you serious?
Yes.
It causes
Read
cancer.
read the ingredients.
So many things we don't think about. It's just like, okay, I got I don't name any names, but okay,
Yeah.
I
Mhm.
got this. I don't think about it, but we should pay attention to those things.
Yes, you should.
Yeah, yeah, I
Very
got you.
much.
Good
You'd
question.
be really amazed.
Okay, good question. All right, Miss Producer, what we got? This is Shari Yetto, and she has requested to go through the fan questions because she, which I take the same attitude as Shari, is that look, if you take the time to write to somebody and you have a question, you should answer them because they take the time. I mean, it would be rude if we didn't, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, I'm with you on that one. If somebody writes a question or says something nice, I'll write them back. But when people are mean to me, I don't write back.
Yeah, true.
Okay.
Sometimes I do just to kind of put them in their place for it. So in a nice way.
Okay. All right. What we got?
Phil's in Atlanta wants to know, do you feel like you've learned everything you need to in your work, or are you always looking for more?
Oh no, the day that you think you know it all, you might as well go lay down and just be dead or something because I learn something every day from everybody I speak to, because everybody has lived a different life. So you can always learn a new perspective on things. So yeah, no, even though I'm 61, I am far from knowing it all. I know a lot, but I'm far from knowing it all.
I love that you say that because the day that someone says that they have no more to learn from people, they know everything, and everyone out there, you have someone in your somehow that they know everything, and they drain your energy, and they're boring.
Yep.
Good question.
100%. Yes, it was.
I'm with you again. Okay. Well, what we got, Mr. Producer, WD-40?
Steve in Nebraska says, what are some of the ethical rules you try to follow during your work?
Well, my main one is if it harm none, do what you will.
That's the saying that I remember. Yeah.
That's just, and being responsible for everything you think, say, and do. I mean, that's just the two largest ethics things that there is. Don't do things against another's free will, which goes back to not harming. So if you just follow those two things, a lot of people think that, and read, those just 8 words out of it. If it harm none, do what you will is a Wiccan thing only. And just because it was part of a read that was referred to as the Wiccan read doesn't mean that, that's only Wiccan. It's just being a good person.
It's just being a human being.
Yeah, whether you're pagan, Christian, Muslim, whatever your religion is, if you're a human being, you should try not to harm other people. Period.
I don't claim to be a genius, but I think that's very correct. I don't see any way that you can argue against that. But somehow
to me, that's just the top of the ethics. If you follow that, everything else pretty much follows.
Have you ever had to kick someone, not kick somebody out, but politely escort them out, say, hey, I don't want to do any business with you because you knew what they were up to, or they're asking you to do weird blood magic or something like that?
I've refused to help people many times because they won't listen. They're determined. I just know he's the one I'm supposed to be with, even though he's over there. And I want to, he wants to be with me. Well, I tell them, if he did, he'd be with you instead of with her or him, whichever. And no, I won't help them. I refuse. Right. If they want to just buy stuff, they know what to get. I'll sell them the products. I will not dress the candle. I will not tell them how to do it. I won't help them in any kind of way. If they're going to do that, I will try my best to convince them the right way to do something. But if they refuse, and I won't help them.
Yeah.
And if people come in looking for satanic type stuff, paraphernalia, any of that, I don't carry it. Not going to. Sorry.
Yeah.
You have
Right.
to
I
go
got
somewhere
you.
else.
That's that integrity thing that we're talking about.
Right.
That you know, you don't stay in business for as long as you have and help so many people. If you go down that road and you know, just Shari's a good person. You're not going to get evil stuff at her place, you know.
No.
Mr. Producer, let's go back to our fans. A lot of people like Shari, obviously here.
Michelle in San Diego wants to know, what crystals do you recommend for beginners to find some positive energy?
I would start with, of course, quartz is just, total positive energy type thing.
Does that amplify things? Does quartz amplify stuff?
Yes, it does a lot. It depends on the piece, especially if it has points at both ends. A lot of them call those generator crystals. So you have your point, your crystal, and then there's, it actually has points at both ends.
Yeah.
So that way if you're holding it, a point is here and you're pointing it, so it helps to generate better energy. Shungite is actually one of my absolute favorite stones.
What is that?
It's called shungite.
Shingite?
Shun, Shungite.
What does it look like?
It's a black stone, and it absorbs negativity, but only emits positive. It never has to be cleansed. You can put it with other stones to cleanse them. You can drop one in your water bottle, and it'll neutralize the chemicals in it after 12 hours. After 24 hours, it can actually start a healing process. It was scientifically proven. Two scientists won a Pulitzer Prize for their research on it and its effects on AIDS and cancer.
Oh my God! Is this rare? Is this rare or?
It's a little expensive.
Okay.
It actually comes out of Russia. There's a building over there somewhere. They have the inside lined with it. People go and sit in it for the healing. So that's actually one of my favorite stones. And so that, it's a really good thing to help, remove negativity. Actually, they've been known to capture demons in them because they can't get out. So,
how cool!
Yeah.
Wow, and it's black. Is it a good looking stone?
It is. It's really pretty, actually.
Yeah.
It almost has a crackle look to it or something, but I mean, it's really pretty.
Yeah.
And then like if you're an empath, rhodonite is a really awesome stone for someone that's a severe empath.
Rhodonite.
So you might still feel, it's like all of a sudden it's like, oh, why does my head hurt? And then you go, oh, wait a minute, that belongs to them, not me, because the rhodonite helps to filter it so that you know that it's somebody else, not you.
Oh,
so you're not taking on all of that.
What does that look like, Shari?
It's the best ones for that are they're pink and black. Now, so you'll get some with some grays and stuff like that, but the more amount of pink and black that's in them, they tend to work better, in my opinion.
Okay. All right. Cool. So, crystals are. Go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say an amethyst. She was talking about beginners, so amethyst, of course, is a really great stone. So.
And that color is
purple. Well, now they range from kind of a very light purple. There's also pink amethyst, and all the way to a very deep purple.
Mm-hmm. I was looking this morning. I was just leaving. I saw that rose quartz one. Those are very pretty.
Oh yeah, rose quartz is great for emotions, matters of the heart. It's hard when somebody says, "What does a beginner need?" Because it can be different for different people. So it's like you start running through them, and it's like there's so many.
Somebody told me like, I'll change it, for you specifically. If you go into a shop and there's a whole bunch of crystals there, if there's one that catches your eye, that is kind of calling out to you. There's a reason why you're attracted to it, and that's the one for you. Is there any truth to that?
Usually, yes. I also teach people how to choose their stones with energy. So all right, so you have a pile of stones, or say you're trying to choose a rhodonite. All right, so you lay them out, and it depends on which hand you're more receptive with. It's different for everybody.
Like if you're
right-handed, I usually feel more with my right. Whichever it is, you hold your hand up, put your thumb at the base of this thumb, swipe one time across the center. What you're doing is you're opening that chakra, and then you hold it over them, and if you don't feel it with this one, you try it with the other one, and slowly hold your hand over the different stones. And some people feel warmth, some people feel electricity, or you'll just kind of feel a pull or something. And I teach people that all the time on how to find the right stone. Sometimes the one that's visually the prettiest or something is not necessarily your stone. So it's not the
Wow.
one that's going to work best for you.
That's interesting. Wow. So if you see a bunch of stones, so you open your right hand if you're a righty, you swipe, so you open it up and you put it over, and you're gonna feel something.
You will.
That's pretty cool. I'm gonna try that when I go home. That's pretty neat.
And like I said, if the right doesn't work, open the one on the left and use it, because most people it's the right, but I have had people that felt more with the left. So
That's interesting. All right, cool. Guys, it went really quick, but I'm sorry there's a whole bunch over there. I'm sorry that we didn't get to you guys, but we will save them. Shari Yetto, the owner at Charlotte's Mystical Web in Jackson, Tennessee. Please go to charlottemysticalweb.net. Shari, please take us out. Anything you want us to think about. I've enjoyed it. Thank you for the information. Thank you for taking all the questions, and I always enjoy when you're on. So let me give you the last word. As my grandmother would say, you have the floor.
all right. Well, main thing is be kind to everybody. If you have questions that we can't get to here, feel free to contact me. I know y'all provide all the contact information, and I'll get to you as quickly as I can. Facebook is one of the fastest ways to get a hold of me. And one quick thing that we haven't got to cover, I'm just going to hit it real quick. Don't ever confuse magical with medical. Okay. If you're bleeding, go to the hospital, then come home and light the candle. Okay. The candle's not going to stop it. So.
Awesome. All right.
But anyway,
Great.
other than that,
Shari,
everybody,
thank you so much.
Love each other. Have a great day. And
Broadcasting from the business capital of the world, this is the Podcast Business News Network.